everyone, this is the Underdoll, and now I've watched the second episode. I will probably watch the third one tonight, and I actually found myself to, believe it or not, give this show some praise. But so far, it's been the only, I would say, okay or positive thing to say about the show, which is the part where Elrond visits the dwarf, but that part still has some issues where we have a POC dwarf, which doesn't really make any sense, being in underground and not seeing sun and being of the same, I would say, they were born the same way, the elves and the humans, even though it was a different creator. But I don't want to get too far into the lore of what Lord of the Rings is. But the part that actually where it shine, it actually, I have to give it some props that this actually looks a little bit good at times. But the part where they can sing to the mountain makes no sense, because as far as I can remember, there's nothing like that in the books, in the Silmarillion or the Hobbit, where they talk about this. So this is just something they invented for this show. They are taking a lot of liberties from Professor Tolkien's work, and that's about it. The other parts of the show make no sense, especially Galadriel's or Galadriel's um, part of the journey makes no sense at all, because she's basically in the middle of the ocean, jumped from a ship, and now swimming. And then meets a raft which is being attacked by some sort of worm, and then the entire that part of the episode is just an entire. It, I don't even know what to call it. It's just a waste of time. I get that they're supposed to show Galadriel or Galadriel to bond with someone human or whatever, but she just comes off as bloodthirsty and almost as a psychopath. And that part of the episode is boring as hell, and they could have just skipped that part of the show or the episode even, and did something completely different. I don't need the reason why she's there in the first place makes it doesn't even make any sense, because the path to Valinor is open. It's not closed, like because the Númenóreans haven't betrayed Ilúvatar and gone to war with basically God himself. So the path to Valinor and what Gilgalad is doing makes no sense whatsoever, according to the books. Then we have the Black Elf, who has discovered something is happening. Well, there was the first piece of action we got to see in this episode, but it was boring. It was basically a woman and a boy killing an orc or whatever it was, and even though it looked good, but the scene wasn't really interesting. And the Black Elf basically going to find out what is happening and got captured. That's where the episode left off. We have Nori finding probably what is Gandalf, one of the wizards. But from my understanding, the wizards shouldn't be appearing until the third age. But yeah, at least in the way they are appearing. Anyways, that's I mean the entire episode also with the Harfoots, not a lot of going on, and to me it doesn't really move the story forward as well. So this entire episode is just boring, a waste of time. It's not as, how should I put it? Not as offensive as the first episode was, with the amount of lore breaking stuff in it, but it's just boring as hell. Boring as hell, and the few, I mean, when the actor that portrays Prince Durin and the actor that portrays Elrond, actually, they actually come off as not incompetent actors when they have something to work with that's not crap. But it's just so minuscule in this episode that I can't even say it is a good episode, just because it has a few decent parts in it. But this entire episode should have just focused on Elrond and Durin. And I mean, they even talk a little bit about Celebrimbor and Elrond between them and what they are creating. But otherwise, there's not a lot of substance. They do reference Fëanor, which Galadriel has some relations to, but they don't even mention that. So, what was the point of that? So, unless you're even familiar, they just tip their toe into it, but it's probably because of the rights. So, yeah, again, this episode is just boring and a giant waste of time, in my opinion. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.